Esteemed judges, parishioners, educators in Christ, supporters, and fellow speakers, good morning. Few experiences in the extent of our lifetimes compare to that of being in church. There is some aspect, some component, something there to appeal to all the senses. The perfumy smell of the incense wafting from the priest's pimiento, for the gorgeous icons surrounding the altar, depicting the story of the church with every color and design. And, in the midst of it all, the accompaniment to every service and the background of the faith are the hymns. Growing up in the Greek Orthodox Church is everything but ordinary. From the tight-knit communities to the captivating services, every aspect of our faith is a thing of beauty. As a young child going to church, the liturgy was just the time to kill before going to Sunday school. I found it difficult to comprehend what exactly was going on during the services, using the Lord's Prayer as a checkpoint to tell me when it was almost time for communion. Every Sunday I just went through the motions, humming along with the choir, standing and kneeling when everyone else did. That is, until it was Easter time. Every Sunday was the same old routine of church and Sunday school, except for Holy Week. I made a point to my mother of wanting to attend every service I could, packing church clothes in my school bag so I could change en route to receiving unction on Holy Wednesday, or to watch a candle be lit after every gospel on Holy Thursday. Now, I will admit, it was not that I just happened to understand the Holy Week services better than the others. It was the hymns that set these trips to church apart. The way every stanza of music told a story, that you could physically feel in your body every note sung by the choir, was what beguiled me. Sure, following along with my Holy Week book kept me occupied too, but nothing compared to how the hymns caught my attention in a way that made me want to hang on to every word. But, in spite of the fact that every hymn sung during Holy Week is radiant in its own respect, picking the one that was most meaningful to me personally was here. Holy Friday evening has been one of my favorite services within our faith for as long as I can remember. Not only due to the anticipation of Easter, but for the absolutely resplendent lamentations that are sung throughout the service. These lamentations, these petitions, these proclamations of the consequent events following the death of Jesus Christ are my humble opinion of the most emotionally moving sentiments in our entire faith. The pain and sorrow of the Virgin Mary mourning her lost son is so tangible and so raw, it's impossible to not feel the same sadness yourself. That undiluted grief and fervor exhibited in that stanza of the hymn alone is enough to drive the congregation to tears, speaking from personal experience. Even being young, not quite understanding the sadness of the Theotokos, I was always still so deeply affected by just simply the sound of the lamentations, how their tones felt so somber, exuding utter melancholy and despair. As I became older and more aware in the church, I began to discern more about the words and messages of the hymns, and connecting how they made me feel with the story behind them. And eventually, it came to the point where sitting in the pews reading along to the music wasn't enough for me. I wanted to sing the words too. I wanted to be a part of what I'd been entranced with on a Holy Friday evening my entire life. These hymns, their sound, and their effects on me were the catalyst that made me join the choir at my church. And when I did, it was like a whole new perspective of church was introduced to me. Not only did I have the chance to convey the tangibility of my most profound hymn every year, but being surrounded by others who loved the faith just as much as I did, and getting to contribute to the service every Sunday opened my eyes to the true meaning of going to church. Without the effects of that the lamentations personally had on me, and I still would have been oblivious to the genuine beauty and passion behind not only the Holy Week services, but every time we are in church. The lamentations spoke to me, taught me, and influenced me religiously in a way no other aspect of church could do so effectively. And hymns continue to ceaselessly guide me in my spiritual path of perception and understanding. Thank you for your time.